Hi guys, welcome to ANIMEized. This is the English translated version of the novel Throneofseal. The novel differs slightly from the Chinese animation or donghua. If you want more of these videos, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Enjoy and have a blessed day.
The competition then officially began. As the enforcing referee, surprisingly, an 8th rank Holy Knight was in charge. Clearly, despite Ling Xiao's prior warnings, all the hunters present were considered the Alliance's most precious assets. Hence, an 8th rank powerhouse was chosen as the referee, to ensure that there would be no injuries or fatalities. Longhaochen and his group were fortunate in the first round of drawing, as none of them drew consecutive numbers, avoiding a tragic situation of fighting each other. The first match began swiftly. This was a competition for hunters, not the same as the selection trials for the new demon hunting squads. Indeed, the competition was incredibly intense right from the start. The majority of the participants were 6th rank experts. Even though they couldn't fly, the battles were still highly intense, with dense spiritual power erupting in the arena. So much so that the 8th rank Holy Knight had to activate his radiant form, prepared to intervene if necessary. The matches progressed swiftly, and the difference in strength was naturally the determining factor for victory or defeat. After all, drawing an opponent of similar strength was rare, surprisingly. Among the members of Commander Level Number 21 Demon Hunting Squad, Chen Yin Er had the smallest number, so she became the first to enter the arena. Numbers 35 and 36, please enter the arena for the match. Number 36 was none other than Chen Yin Er. Lin Xin tossed her hair and looked at Chen Yin Er, saying, "If it doesn't work out, just surrender. Don't waste your mana crystals. Your opponent is a 6th rank expert. Pa, why should I surrender? I'll give it a shot." Chen Yin Er gave him a disdainful look and walked into the arena while carrying McDull the piglet. While there were members of commander-level demon hunting squads in previous matches, the victors were almost always 6th rank experts from martial-level demon hunting squads. However, at this moment, a lively young girl like Chen Yin Er entered the arena, which instantly surprised most of the hunters. Was this young girl even 20 years old? Did she accidentally enter the wrong competition? She's probably from a soldier-level demon hunting squad. Chen Yin Er was indeed lucky, as her opponent was a seasoned water element mage from a commander-level demon hunting squad. He had strength at the 5th rank, 8th rank. The referee glanced at Chen Yin Er and then spoke in a deep voice. "I'll emphasize once again, no using excessive force. The match begins." As he said these words, he was clearly addressing the water element mage, indicating his lack of confidence in Chen Yin Er. The battle between a mage and a summoner, both sides distanced themselves by 50 meters. The water element mage had already started to laugh when he saw that his opponent was such a young girl. He thought to himself, even if he knew about Longhaochen's team, he wouldn't have bet on Chen Yin Er. In the resting area, Yang Wenjiao's face looked extremely grim at this point. He muttered, "What is Longhaochen doing? How could he let Yin Er participate in this kind of match? What if she gets hurt?" However, once the match truly began, those who had doubted Chen Yin Er were quickly left stunned. As hunters, the water element mage had underestimated Chen Yin Er to some extent. But once the match started, he didn't become complacent. For a hunter, complacency meant death, so he cautiously began to chant the elemental water shield spell. Then, he witnessed Chen Yin Er's little piglet, held in her arms, suddenly sprang out with a whoosh, and ran towards him. Was this piglet a magical beast? Surely not. The water element mage considered himself knowledgeable about various creatures, but he couldn't recall ever encountering such a magical beast. The elemental water shield was quickly formed, enveloping the water element mage in a blue shimmering light. He pointed his staff forward, and instantly shot an ice arrow towards McDull. It must be noted that among commander-level demon hunting squads, Longhaochen's team was one of the wealthiest. The water element mage's staff was of the spiritual magical beast level. When he released the ice arrow, he even glanced at Chen Yin Er, but to his surprise, the young girl showed no intention of chanting a spell. This kind of battle was a first for him, and he was genuinely puzzled. As the ice arrow neared McDull suddenly kicked off the ground with all 4 hooves, executing a swift sideways roll, and its round body lightly touched the ground. In an instant, it completed a somersault, and once again charged toward the mage. McDull timed its jump perfectly, leaping out just as the ice arrow arrived. The water element mage couldn't redirect the ice arrow toward it. The ice arrow struck the ground and shattered. "Ha!" The water element mage pointed his staff again, but this time, he instantly cast a 4th rank spell, Ice Rain. It was a skill embedded in his staff. He could use it twice per day. However, the ice rain didn't consist of water droplets, it was composed of ice cones. A multitude of ice cones rained down directly onto McDull's small body. At this moment, McDull was about 30 meters away from the water element mage. A stunning scene unfolded, as McDull showcased remarkable evasion skills at this moment. It curled its body tightly, and its speed increased dramatically, darting and maneuvering with incredible agility. It continuously slipped through the gaps between the ice cones, At the most perilous moments, some ice cones nearly grazed its back. Mages had their own ingrained thought patterns, and in their view, area effect spells couldn't be dodged. However, at this moment, McDull taught all the mages a lesson, who said that area effect spells couldn't be dodged. McDull's body is only a little over a foot long, and it has never grown bigger. Even when the ice cones are dense, there are still gaps, otherwise, it would be like a wall of ice falling down. While he is darting and maneuvering, he is still moving forward continuously. The ice cone spell is somewhat disrupting the water element mage's line of sight, but when he sees the piglet's agile dodging actions clearly, McDull is only about a dozen meters away from him. A hint of unease finally appears in the water element mage's heart. This piglet is persistently charging at me. There must be a purpose behind it. Although he hasn't sensed any magical energy fluctuations from McDull, as a hunter, his keen judgment of danger prompts him to react instantly. This time it's truly the ice wall spell. A 3-meter-wide ice wall suddenly rises up in front of McDull, blocking its path. Just as it's about to reach the ice wall, the water element mage's understanding and control of magic come into play. One after another, 3 ice walls instantly rise up, blocking off the other 3 directions, creating an artificial ice prison, precisely trapping McDull, which is now less than 10 meters away. Just as the water element mage is sighing in relief, suddenly, a deep-seated fear emerges. In the next instant, a loud explosion erupts from the ice wall. A massive figure emerges boldly, and 2 sharp weapon-like spikes are instantly at his chest. He resists the ice ring. In his panic, the water element mage immediately releases his magic. Unfortunately, the opponent he faces is not one that can be stopped by resisting the ice ring. Plop. Both the ice ring and the elemental water shield shatter almost one after the other, with the body towering over 3 meters, wielding a pair of formidable spikes. The bloodthirsty berserker is already close to him. Roar! What is a bloodthirsty berserker? It's a powerful member of the berserker clan within the demon race. Compared to ordinary berserkers, truly powerful bloodthirsty berserkers have reached the 6th rank. They are rare among the demon race and rely purely on physical combat. Lin Sin's description of Shima Xian's words is more suitable for the bloodthirsty berserker, as this guy is all about muscles. But don't forget, no matter how obvious the weaknesses of a bloodthirsty berserker are, they are not skilled in long-range attacks. They can't use magic attacks, but they are still 6th rank powerhouses. How could they not have some tricks up their sleeve? Their formidable physique compensates for the lack of elemental control, and their terrifying physical strength makes them unbeatable on the battlefield. Even other 6th rank demon races wouldn't want to face a bloodthirsty berserker head-on. Once they launch an attack, bloodthirsty berserkers are relentless, whether it's against humans or demons. When a human mage is charged by a bloodthirsty berserker, and a ferocious face gets closer, its double spikes pointed at the throat, emitting a terrifying growl, it's already a relief if they don't lose control of their bladder and bowels. The water element mage, in his direct manner, has a blank mind, and he collapses directly. Chen Yin Er, from a distance, curls her lips and says, "So useless. I knew I shouldn't have used a 6th rank magic crystal, what a waste." But before she finishes her sentence, her voice becomes urgent and sharp. Referee, don't act hastily, that's not a demon." A bloodthirsty berserker appears inside the priest temple. What's going on? The appearance of the bloodthirsty berserker is too sudden, to the point that the 8th rank referee doesn't even have time to think. He immediately rushes to the bloodthirsty berserker's side, and throws a punch. However, the bloodthirsty berserker's response is not slow. His feet seem to slip. His entire body suddenly tilts downward, but his agile toes touch the ground, and at the same time, a pair of spikes propels his massive body into the air. During his flight, the spectators can see clearly, his body is rapidly shrinking at an astonishing speed, and when he somersaults and lands again, he has turned back into the appearance of the little piglet, and runs towards Chen Yin Er like the wind, looking as if he's terrified. That was an 8th rank powerhouse. A single blow, and even McDull, in its bloodthirsty berserker state, would probably be finished. Originally, it was extremely unhappy with the training it underwent in the Tower of Eternity over the past few days. The feeling of being tortured every day was too painful, but now it's deeply grateful that the improvement in its combat skills was beaten out of it by that red skeleton. Of course, this is also the result of daily training while risking becoming a roasted piglet. The referee is truly stunned this time. Even with his 8th rank knowledge, he has never seen such a situation before. He quickly strides toward Chen Yin Er, wanting to ask for clarification. Before the referee can speak, Chen Yin Er has already turned into a little chili pepper. "What are you doing? You acted without understanding the situation? Can you afford to compensate if you injure my McDull? Do you know how important McDull is to me? It's my lifelong summoning beast. You're ignorant yourself, and you're so reckless. Haven't you seen shape-shifting magical beasts before? You're so foolish." Humph. With these words, Chen Yin Er angrily tosses her 2 small hairpins behind her head, and walks back to the resting area. And the hunters in the resting area can hear clearly, and laughter erupts immediately. This girl is too fierce, she even dares to scold an 8th rank holy knight, how impressive. The referee is also quite frustrated, thinking, who told you to mimic the demons? Besides, I really haven't seen magical beasts that can shape-shift. Xian calls out to his subordinates, who look equally frustrated. And with an effort to stifle their laughter, he stands up and says, "All right, the match continues. This round goes to number 36. Who is Chen Yin Er? She's the granddaughter of San Shui Granny. With San Shui Granny's personality, she even clashes with him and Yin Shui Feng. And her granddaughter, whom she raised, couldn't possibly have a good temper. Of course, Chen Yin Er could not possibly have any connection with the demons. Who would even suspect her? However, McDull the piglet's performance still surprised the important figures present, not just because of its shape-shifting ability, but also because of the combat skills it displayed during the match. It even dodged the attacks of an 8th rank holy knight, and its agility in the face of ice magic. Earlier, this is no ordinary magical beast. Chen Yin Er's lifelong summoning beast is indeed quite interesting, isn't it? After sitting back down, Xian discreetly glanced in the direction of longhaochen, thinking, Haochen's companions seem to have become stronger. Yan Wenjiao's mouth was agape, looking dumbfounded. Yin Er has become so powerful. Is that her lifelong summoning beast? In other words, she's no longer the unreliable summoner she used to be. For a moment, his heart was filled with mixed emotions. The match continued. Although the previous match was exciting, today's competition was related to personal interests, and everyone gave their all. They tried to focus as much as possible, so they didn't pay much attention to other situations. Moreover, McDull the piglet's transformation into a bloodthirsty berserker was quite impressive, but the weaknesses of a bloodthirsty berserker were also apparent, and without equipment, it had to rely solely on its preparedness, so dealing with it wasn't too difficult. The second to appear from the commander level number 21 demon hunting squad was Lin Xin, and it's unclear what happened. But in the order of their drawing lots, the two with the weakest combat abilities were the first to compete. Holding a fire crystal staff, Lin Xin shook his flowing long hair, and gave a slight smile towards Li Xin not far away, before striding confidently towards the arena. Of course, Li Xin came to such an important match, but she didn't put much pressure on herself. After all, she had recently broken through to the 5th rank, and although her spiritual power had exceeded 3,000 thanks to the Holy Spirit pill, it was clearly unrealistic to expect her to advance in this kind of competition. When she saw that Lin Xin was going to compete, Li Xin couldn't help but be surprised, and a hint of anxiety appeared on her beautiful face. She quickly walked over to the commander level number 21 demon hunting squads, sighed, and sat down next to longhaochen. "Brother, how can he compete too? He doesn't even know how to attack," Li Xin said in a low voice. Longhaochen chuckled and said, "Sis, it's okay. Even if he can't win, he won't lose the match. Just watch. Lin Xin has made significant progress recently, and he said he wants to work hard in order to be worthy of you. PSH, are you making fun of your sister too, who's worthy or not?" Li Xin blushed, but her gaze couldn't help but remain on Lin Xin in the arena. Lin Xin has the potential to be a submissive type, and in front of Li Xin, he's obedient and well-behaved, plus he tries hard to please her. He often gives Li Xin little gifts. He's quite accommodating towards Li Xin. Gradually, he's earned a place in Li Xin's heart. At first, Li Xin sympathized with Lin Xin mainly because of his miserable situation, but as they spent more time together, she realized that Lin Xin was actually quite good in many ways, despite his self-love, and he did have some attractive qualities. Moreover, his talent in alchemy could be described as extraordinary. What's more important is, he's easy to bully. At this moment, Lin Xin had already reached the center of the arena, and his opponent was a warrior. However, the warrior appeared to be somewhat slender in build. He wore simple leather armor, and in each hand, he held a small battle axe. It was evident that this warrior focused on speed. A mage against a warrior, with a distance of 30 meters between them. As the referee announced the start of the match, the warrior had already charged towards Lin Xin at high speed. Lin Xin's luck was clearly not as good as Chen Yin Er's, as he encountered a genuine 6th rank expert, who released a pair of small green spirit wings from his back, though they weren't for flying, but they propelled him like a streak of green light. Charging straight towards Lin Xin, a dense red light suddenly appeared around Lin Xin, and he didn't chant any incantations, but he thrust his fire crystal staff directly into the ground, and the red light was released jointly by him and his staff. The intense spiritual power emanated with a strong oppressive force. However, no one could tell what kind of magic this guy was going to use in the actual battle. The warrior himself was of the wind attribute, and with the additional boost from his wind attribute spirit wings, his speed was incredibly fast. With his 6th rank cultivation, he didn't even consider Lin Xin, who didn't even have spirit wings. His speed increased dramatically in the air, and with an unstoppable momentum, he charged towards Lin Xin. Speed and attack power are directly proportional. The warrior had his 2 battle axes ready to counter Lin Xin's magic. His battle axes had the ability to break through magic, and his own spiritual power was not weak either, and now, His battle axes had turned green with the infusion of spiritual power. His current thought was, where to strike Lin Xin with his axes. After all, this wasn't a life-and-death battle. And he didn't want to harm his opponent too seriously. To everyone's surprise, Lin Xin hadn't done anything as the opponent charged at him. He just watched the opponent approach. Of course, the wind attribute warrior was extremely fast. In just a few blinks of an eye, he reached Lin Xin, and his battle axes were raised. A victorious smile had already appeared on the face of the wind attribute warrior, as the mage was about to be close combat attacked by the warrior, and it seemed that the match was about to end. However, he was not at all complacent, and he was fully prepared to deal with any possible counterattack from Lin Xin. Just when the distance between them was only about 2 meters, Lin Xin finally reacted, and a dense and intense crimson aura suddenly radiated from him. Resistance Ring of Fire. A low-level skill. It didn't have much offensive power. The main purpose of the skill is to knock the enemy away, to avoid the enemy's attacks. It's one of the self-defense skills for fire element mages. When he saw that his opponent had waited for a while and released a Resistance Ring of Fire, the wind element warrior couldn't help but laugh. Did he really think he could stop me with a Resistance Ring of Fire? He boldly swung his battle axe with his left hand, and his eyes, breaking through this Resistance Ring of Fire, with the anti-magic effect on his axe, would be a piece of cake. But was that really the case? The smile on the wind element warrior's face froze as he was surprised to find that once his battle axe struck the Resistance Ring of Fire, it was like chopping into a giant piece of rubber. The strong rebound and resilience prevented it from moving forward in the slightest. In the next moment, the faster the sprint, the greater the reactive force. When the Resistance Ring of Fire collided with the high-speed charge, the wind element warrior was directly ejected at a speed even faster than before, like a stone shot from a slingshot. Moreover, although the Resistance Ring of Fire wasn't particularly hard, the recoil made his chest feel stuffy, and he almost spewed out a mouthful of blood. His whole body briefly fell into a dizzy state. At this moment, a flaming skull floated out, but it didn't attack the wind element warrior. Instead, it circled in the air for a moment, then returned to Lin Xin's fire crystal staff. The referee stopped the match and declared Lin Xin the winner. It's clear that if that fire spell had hit the wind element warrior, he would have been severely injured or worse. After all, that was a 6th rank spell, and the power of a mage's 6th rank magic attack was not something a warrior's 6th rank skill could compare to. Following Chen Yin Er, Lin Xin also secured victory in his first match. Lin Xin walked back to the resting area with a proud demeanor. But when he saw Li Xin beside longhaochen, he was momentarily surprised, and his smug expression faded a bit. No one noticed, but there was a hint of warmth in his eyes at that moment. "Darling, why are you here?" Lin Xin sat down beside Li Xin without ceremony. Li Xin scolded. "Who's your darling? Do you have no shame?" Lin Xin grinned. "I only want my darling, I don't need shame, you." "I'm leaving." As she spoke, Li Xin stood up, ready to return to Commander Level Number 22 Demon Hunting Squad. Lin Xin quickly grabbed her hand. Don't go, can I stop talking? I'll do as you say." As he spoke, he immediately sat up straight and behaved well, looking like an obedient child. Seeing his playful demeanor, Li Xin couldn't help but smile. The others couldn't help but chuckle as they watched them, even caier couldn't help but laugh. The competition continued, and after a few matches, it was the turn of Commander Level Number 21 Demon Hunting Squad, and Shima Xian stepped forward. Those familiar with this demon hunting squad couldn't help but think, did the entire squad sign up? Shima Xian strode into the arena with confident steps, and when he made his entrance, it had quite an imposing effect. With his imposing physique and half-body armor, and holding that incredibly massive metal sphere in his hand, many people couldn't help but wonder, what kind of weapon was that? Shima Xian's opponent was a knight. "Both sides, state your names and professions," the referee asked as usual. When asking about their professions, it was to determine the initial distance between the two sides. Knight, priest. A match between a knight and a priest. Both sides should maintain a distance of... Wait a moment, you're a priest? The referee stared in disbelief at Shima Xian. Shima Xian's face darkened slightly, and this was the central temple of the priests. He said with a stern face, "Why can't I be a priest?" The referee's facial muscles twitched, and he said in a deep voice, "For the fairness of the match, we need to verify your identity as a priest. Please show your priest credentials." Shima Xian snorted, and with a wave of his left hand in the air, a pure divine light radiated from him. This was an authentic priest skill, something that no one from other temples could learn. Even warriors and knights wouldn't learn such skills. "Are you really a priest?" the referee asked hesitantly once more. At this point, Ling Xiao, the main priest of the temple, couldn't take it anymore. "Why are we still waiting? Let the match begin. This guy is indeed a priest." "Yes, Lord Ling." The referee felt a little embarrassed in his heart. This guy didn't look anything like a priest. "Priest versus knight, both sides, maintain a distance of 50 meters. The match begins." Shima Xian confidently stepped back 50 meters. But he began to swing his power pill of light. The enormous 3-yard-long chain was connected to the 1-meter diameter power pill of light, and with just a swing in the arena, it immediately stirred up a gust of evil wind. The sharp howling sound made all the spectators shudder, just like the referee. Damn, is this really a priest? The one who felt it most was undoubtedly Shima Xian's opponent, who stared in astonishment at Shima Xian's power pill of light. The knight's confidence waned as he charged forward. His steed was a red armor earth dragon, a powerful 6th-rank magical beast, but as he charged towards Shima Xian, he felt completely overshadowed by Shima Xian's presence. But he felt that his momentum was completely suppressed. Shima Xian also took big strides towards the opponent, with each step emitting a muffled sound. His own momentum was rapidly increasing. The intense golden light on him became stronger and stronger, and the swirling power pill of light was shining like a dazzling Sunday rest area. Ling Xiao had already covered his face with both hands at this point. Is this guy really a priest? It's so embarrassing. Who raised this kid? No, I must definitely kick him out. Definitely. Having such a guy in the priest temple is simply a disgrace to the temple, Xian said leisurely. Shame? Well, I'll talk to this kid later. Let him join our night temple. Anyway, his position in the Haochen team is already set in stone. Huh? Ling Xiao lowered his hands from his face, looking at Xian with a puzzled expression. You old man have always been opportunistic. If I kicked this kid out of the priest temple, it would be a joke, and you'd still take him? Xian cast a disdainful glance at him. Don't ask me. I will never tell you that this kid has an innate internal spiritual power of 80. Cough, what did you say? Xian quickly covered his mouth. I didn't say anything. When Ling Xiao turned his head to look at Shima Xian again, his expression had completely changed, and he looked as if he had just seen some rare treasure. Xian teased from the side. Lao Ling, you better keep your word. After this selection match is over, kick him out quickly. We need talents like him. We'll take as many as we can get in our night temple. Look, he doesn't even know healing magic, but he can still serve as a guardian of the temple. We're not afraid. We can train him. He'll make a good retribution knight, even if his weapon is a bit unusual. Shut up, don't even think about it, Ling Xiao said fiercely. When did I say I wanted to kick him out? Xian widened his eyes and said. You just said it. Ling Xiao snorted and said. I didn't say anything, you must be hearing things. This kid is a member of our priest temple, no one can touch him, so what if he can't heal? He can serve as a guardian of the temple in the role of a disciplined priest. After the competition is over, I plan to take him as my direct disciple. Yin Shuifeng, who had been sitting quietly on the other side of Ling Xiao, suddenly sighed and said. Lao Ling, your thick skin is almost as thick as Lao Han's. Xian chuckled and said. It's okay, I don't compete with him. The reason he mentioned that Shima Xian has an innate internal spiritual power of 80 was obviously intentional.